Tag Team Turbulence getting underway on New Japan Strong. Hi, I'm Kevin Kelly, and I'm going to pick some of the great teams that are going to be in this 8-team tournament, and we'll let you know who they are, what they're all about. My first guests are Violence Unlimited. Now, you know these men from New Japan Strong. You also have seen them together in Ring of Honor, and I think they're going to be a tremendous force in this upcoming tournament. It all gets underway on July 16th on New Japan Strong. Chris Dickinson, Brody King, welcome to the interview. How are you guys doing? How does it feel to be part of Tag Team Turbulence?
Tremendous. Any opportunity that you get in New Japan Pro Wrestling, it's huge. It's usually the best opportunity you're going to get to perform on the highest level. So, someone like me, I'm honored to be a part of something like this.
Brody, talk to me about, because you put this whole deal together with bringing this new faction into Ring of Honor that is making huge waves already. Talk to me about your mindset in wanting to put Violence Unlimited together and what the individual members bring.
Well, Kevin, specifically at Ring of Honor, there's been this power struggle between LFI and between the foundation and who wants to, really say what the basis of Ring of Honor is. And I felt like a big part of that was missing was somebody like Chris Dickinson, somebody like myself, specifically someone like Homicide, who, created most of the things that made Ring of Honor successful. So when I saw Chris as part of Team Filthy, it didn't make sense to me. He's not a man that goes by the rules. He's not a man that should be, barked orders at. He's his own man. He's a force to be reckoned with. So, I don't feel like it took much convincing to bring him over onto my side, where he's not, under somebody's thumb. He's treated as an equal.
And Chris, obviously the at the time when Brody came to you with this, you were in Team Filthy and you saw it as, from what I remember, you telling me in an interview we did on Strong, you saw this as a business opportunity. But I would imagine that once you saw the team assembled, it became more than just business, right?
Absolutely. I mean, you have to understand, kind of going back to what Brody said, me and Brody, we've obviously become friends, and he knows what I'm about. I walk to the beat of my own drum. I think that's pretty obvious and apparent. But I don't particularly agree with the way Tom and his lackeys do business and the way they handle stuff. I feel like especially in New Japan Pro Wrestling, I mean, I'm there to get it done and to prove myself as the best professional wrestler I can be. And I'm not about the underhanded tactics or the cheap stuff. It's really corny to me. So I don't particularly agree with that. And yeah, it was an opportunity to get my foot in the door, but I mean, that ship is obviously sailed,
And again, I think what you guys have created in Ring of Honor that is now spilling over to New Japan and to New Japan Strong, it's a force like no other. Now, there's a good mix of teams in this tournament, experienced teams, young lion teams, teams with size, teams with speed. Brody, some of the teams that have jumped out, I would imagine that there's probably one former IWGP heavyweight tag team unit that is in this tournament that has caught your attention.
Yeah, I mean, you can't discredit the Good Brothers or what they've done in this company or in this industry. I mean, they've been to the highest highs that you can go. They've, like you said, are multi-time champions everywhere they've been. And, someone like Gallows, who, he gives me a run for my money as far as the size goes, but, we'll see if he can hit as hard.
We definitely will see. Chris, obviously, when you look at tag team success in New Japan Pro Wrestling, you look at IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championships, and you look at World Tag League. They check both boxes. They certainly can do anything that you guys are capable of. And I say this with all due respect to the other teams that are in this. But if I project anybody to head to the finals, it's Violence Unlimited and the Good Brothers. That's just what I'm hoping. I don't know what the brackets look like yet, but man, oh man, wouldn't that be a hell of a match?
Well, you got to look at it this way, and you know, you get a crash course when you're in that ring, standing across someone like a Yuji Nagata, right? So you know, you could say, okay, yeah, this guy has so much experience. He's been to the top of the mountain so many times. He's so many years, so much training, so many titles, so many tournaments, all that stuff. But I'm in the ring with someone like that for a reason. So these guys could be the most accomplished tag team in the world. You know, someone like Carl Anderson. I mean, I've been watching him in New Japan since before he was in doing tag stuff. I mean, I'm a big fan, and you even look at them and look at us, and they're very similar in size and you know, dynamic as far as, you know, there's a guy who's a little bit smaller, a guy that's a little bit bigger. You know, maybe a little bit of a similar style, maybe not so much, but I mean, realistically, I'm not worried about what they've done. They need to worry about what's going on right now. They're coming into our world. Okay. This is where we've been rocking for the last year and doing our thing. And, you know, this is our ring, that this is our show, and we're comfortable there. And I'm not discrediting them. They've been all over the world. They've done it all. They've done from the Tokyo Dome to the Boneyard. You know, it doesn't make a difference, but I mean, don't take anything away from us. We're here to win.
Now, yeah, I think what, you know, going off of what Chris was saying, also, you know, they have hours and hours and hours of tape for us to study. And I'm sure that they probably, you know, from the places that they've been recently, have not been checking out Brody King and Chris Dickinson. So, you know, we might be able to sneak a little something in there that they're not ready for.
Yeah,
but also let's not forget about everybody else in this tournament. Yeah, I mean, because New Japan Pro Wrestling constantly provides, like I say, the toughest competition. Everybody's hungry. Everybody wants to win. I know you probably just read that interview Nagata did with the company, where he was saying he sees some of the hungriest guys he's ever seen in the strong locker room. Everybody's fighting for a job. Everybody wants to be, you know, a contracted full-time person on the roster. So, I mean, this is a huge opportunity for everybody involved.
Yeah, and you have, you know, it's not just me and Gallows who are the monsters in this thing. You got someone like Kratos. I don't like the guy, but the man is a powerhouse. You know, he's not someone to bat an eye at, that's for sure.
And then, of course, you know, TJP and Clark Connors and Wheeler Yuta and Fred Yehai, they've got, that to me is like a team that could beat anybody in this field, even if they are giving up a lot of size, because they more than make up for it with technique and intensity.
Absolutely.
That's why I think this tournament is going to be so great. And again, the prize at the end of this, we're all looking forward to finding out all the details. July 16th is when it kicks off. I want to ask you guys work well together. And I wonder, Brody, of course, we know that God's Hate, your band, very successful. Congratulations on all the success. Chris, I didn't know until I saw you posting on social media. You're one hell of a musician. That drumming session that you do 4:30 in the morning, it rocks. Have you guys bonded over music and musical talk at all? You know, part of what makes this team special?
I think that was probably the first conversation that Chris and I had ever had was there was a really, really terrible band playing at a show that we were both on, and we kind of both made fun of it and then kind of bonded over our similar tastes.
I was like, what's he talking about? And I thought, no, absolutely, 100%. He's right. Musicians in pro wrestling tend, especially musicians in art, I guess our respective genres, kind of hardcore, metal, death metal, whatever, we tend to obviously gravitate towards each other because obviously there's not too many of us around. So yeah.
and Brody, some of the elements that make a successful band, are they simpatico with what makes a successful tag team in wrestling?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, first and foremost, you have to have the skill and the goods to be able to deliver. But on top of that, you have to have that chemistry to be able to work off of each other. And you have to be able to, you know, almost read the other person's mind of what's coming next. So it's absolutely very similar.
And Chris, obviously you're playing at 4:30 in the morning. I can't imagine that family members, neighbors, friends, etc., are too thrilled with you. Have you had conversations with folks about that?
I have a studio. I have a shared studio with guys I've played in bands with for years, and it's just kind of a room in a building that's been like grandfathered into our family of musicians and friends, a small group of us for years and years, and we just kept it. So I kind of have access to go and bang on the drums whenever I want. And so when I'm home, I tend to play a little bit more bass and guitar on like because you could control the sound, but when the type of drums I play, it gets pretty loud. So
yeah, that was an aggressive set that I saw you rack it out 4:30 in the morning. I'm like, this is a hell of a way to start the day. You know, some guys will start maybe with empty stomach cardio. You know, Dickinson's there just banging away. It was awesome.
I mean, I would feel bad for the neighbor that came banging on the door, telling him to quiet down, and then the door flings open, and the dirty daddy's on the other end.
That would be that's the other end of that conversation that I would want to see. So obviously, I can't give you guys enough praise for what you have done individually on New Japan Strong. You two are part of a core group that has helped set this brand off on the right start, really putting a stamp on what New Japan Strong represents, with an open door that says anybody in the world who thinks they can hang with Brody King or with Chris Dickinson and the others, come on, let's try it. So kudos to you guys for helping get this thing launched and making it must-watch television each and every Friday. And I want to wish you guys the best of luck in Tag Team Turbulence and success down the road in Ring of Honor as well. It's always great to spend time with you guys, and I look forward to speaking both of you very soon.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you so much.
That's Violence Unlimited, folks. We'll see what they do in the upcoming Tag Team Turbulence tournament that gets underway July 16th right here on New Japan Strong. Chris Dickinson, Brody King, Violence Unlimited. We'll see you soon.